How do we network properly?
Most people actually have fear to start with. They are scared to approach people first. They don't know how to go about it, and they don't know if it is necessary or if it is useful for them to approach a certain someone. Sometimes it's how you make the person feel that counts, and not exactly in the depth of the conversation.
When we talk about networking, public speaking, and all these, they encompass part of being a leader. When we talk about leadership,
If you can speak, you can lead.
right. Welcome to the show, Mr. Chama Lawrence.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Yeah, so to start real quick, I want you to introduce yourself. Who is Mr. Chama Lawrence?
Okay, so Mr. Chama Lawrence, or simply said Lawrence Chama, is a final year student at ENSA FES, and I'm specializing in telecommunications and networking engineering. And then on the side, I'm also a speaker, a debater,
Right.
and a leader in different aspects, if I can simply put it.
Right. Well, having known you for quite some time now, you are huge when it comes to networking. How has networking benefited your career, and how do we get to network properly, the right way?
Okay, so speaking of networking, I believe networking is more of like, it's something that helps you grow as a person. So they say your network is your net worth. And the good part about networking is that the more you network, the better it becomes.
Right.
So the more people you know, the more chances you stand of meeting more people, if I can put it that way. So speaking of how I have benefited from networking, is that it is easier for me to find opportunities. I'll give you an example. If I know someone that is in the business field, if I know someone that is in the politics side, if I know someone that is in the diplomatic side, or perhaps in the engineering field, it is very much easy for me to find an opportunity in any of these fields if I know someone I can call upon. I'll give you an example also. If I'm looking for an internship, for example, it is easy when I know someone. Instead of me applying to open opportunities, it is easier for me to contact someone that I know in a field that interests me. So that is how I have benefited when it comes to networking, because it is now easier for me if I'm looking for either an event to attend, if I'm looking for something to learn, perhaps I'm trying to venture into a business that I have no knowledge about. It is easy for me to find someone I can reach out to and contact with regards to that. So I would say that those are some of the positives of networking. It becomes easy for you to find opportunities, and becomes easier also for people to call upon you. If you are good at something, if they know you for something, it is easy for them to reach out to you when they know that you are good and you are competent in this particular field.
Well, that in itself is exactly why we're here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just run us through, how do we network properly?
Okay, so that's a very good question to start with. So most people actually have fear to start with. They are scared to approach people first. They don't know how to go about it, and they don't know if it is necessary or if it is useful for them to approach a certain someone.
Right.
I had an interaction with someone who asked me, they asked me, why is it that you are able to attend events that are not related to engineering? I'm an engineering student, but you'll find me attending events that deal with agriculture, events that deal with diplomacy, events that deal with different kinds of things. And they asked me, you're an engineering student, why do you go for such events? And the answer is simple. In as much as I'm an engineering student, I won't always be in engineering. Or simply put, things that I need in life won't always be engineering related.
Right.
There will be times when I want to start a farm, and I need someone that has knowledge with regards to the agriculture field. I need to find someone that I know, someone that I can rely on. And that is where that networking comes in. And simply put, when you're trying to network with someone, you have to be open. You have to be a very welcoming person. So you see someone, perhaps is just having fun, perhaps at an event, or wherever it may be the first one to make the to make the impression. Go and approach them,
right.
Say hi to them, and find a way to start a very simple and light conversation. Because you see, sometimes it's how you make the person feel that counts, and not exactly in the depth of the conversation. Yes, sometimes what you need is to just be courageous enough to approach someone.
Right.
And you need to show genuine interest in the person. You need to show genuine interest in whatever they're doing. Make sure you know them. Make sure you check up on them from time to time. That is what matters most. And you also have to be careful with how you make the person feel. Because now we live in a world where people are so dependent on benefiting from others. Right. Quite all right, we all need each other in a sense or the other, but it shouldn't be the only reason why you're approaching people. You need to approach people and show that you really genuinely want to know them. That is what matters the most. Because some of the people that you get to meet will not be people that you are going to retain in the future. But how you relate with them and how you interact with them is what is going to make the biggest difference. So even as you network, make sure first impression is you show that you're interested in the person, get their contact. If you can have their LinkedIn, if you can have their Facebook, whichever platform they use, make sure you try to stay in touch with this particular person and let them know what you do in as much as you know what they do. Right. And from there, it will be easy for you to call upon the person if you know them for something. If they know you for something as well, it will be easy for them to call on you. It shouldn't be only that you're interested in the person because of what they can do or whatever they're working on. No, you need to genuinely show interest in the person. And that is how powerful networking can be.
Wow. Amazing. You've talked about attending events, and events usually give you the privilege of public speaking, and of course you introduce yourself as one who is into public speaking. How do you become a good public speaker? Okay, so being a good public speaker is a journey on its own, right. I would say. And the most important step is to start. And this is something I always tell people. The first thing you have to do is start. And public speaking is not entirely something you are born with. It is something that you work on and improve over time. Right. So all that matters is, firstly, you need to start. And then from there, you have to learn and grow with it. Most people usually fail to even start. And that is where the problem comes in. Because if you can't start, it will be hard for you to even, to even progress or move to a new state. So the most important thing is you need to start. And as you start, you also have to put in mind that you need to fight the fear of public speaking. Because trust me, the fear of speaking in front of an audience is a very natural thing. Right. And even the best speakers you ever meet in the world also have that fear. But what causes the biggest difference is how you manage that fear. So you will be on stage, your body is going to react. It is very normal. Your body has to react to change. When you're standing in front of an audience, people are watching you. They want to hear something from you. And you, as the one that is yet to, as an orator, as someone that is going to address an audience, your body will react in a certain way. But it's up to you to know how you're going to handle that stress. Right. You need to handle that stress and have confidence in yourself as well. You need to work on your voice projection. You need to know the audience you're working with, what kind of audience it is. Are they students? Are they professionals? What kind of language do they expect to hear from you? You need to know all of that. And at the same time, you need to make sure you put in a good amount of practice for you to deliver an amazing speech to your audience. But the most important thing is starting, because most people fail to start, and that is what the problem is. Right. Well, finally, when we talk about networking, public speaking, and all these, they encompass part of being a leader when we talk about leadership. So how, or if you look at it in a different sense, we as of now are the youths they used to tell that we are the future, and our future is now. So what are some of the things that you think we're not doing right that can help us, or rather the things that we need to change in order to become the upcoming future leaders?
Okay, so what I would say with regards to that is, firstly, you do not have to despise yourself because of your youth. I think the Bible says in First Timothy 4 verse 12, if I'm not mistaken, it kind of outlines how we as the youths should not look down on ourselves. So quite all right, we're young, we still have a lot to learn, we are lacking when it comes to experience, but it doesn't change the fact that we can still lead. That is still a fact. So one thing that I notice amongst the youths to start with is the lack of confidence to go for something that they want. So there are times where you're really trying to go for, perhaps I'll give an example of something that is huge. For example, you want to stand for a political position in your home country, and then you are telling yourself that you are too young. You're telling yourself that I am not capable enough. But that is not true. If you can speak, you can lead.
Right.
Someone said that if you can speak, you can lead. And if you know that you have the capability to lead, you need the courage to push yourself and go for that which it is that you need to go for. And I like what you said that in the beginning, when you said we are the youths, yet we can still lead. And this is a present. As we were growing up, when we were younger, we were mostly told the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. But for me, I believe the youths are the leaders of today.
Right.
You can lead now. You can take up the step. All it takes is the courage to go for it. And as a good friend of mine said, what you need is the audacity. Audacity. You need to be able to push yourself.
Right.
And I believe it's a problem that a good number of the youths have. The ability to just believe that you can do it. To have the courage and say, I can go for it. I think I can manage this one.
Right.
That is what most people lack. That confidence is what a good number of youths are lacking. But I like what I'm seeing in Zambia at this moment. There's quite a number of youth movements that are standing up where the youths believe that they can lead. And I do believe the youths can do something.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chama Lawrence. That was really amazing. I hope to have more of these conversations with you. We keep them short so that we tend to help people reason and think through the little things that we've actually talked about. So thank you so much, and hopefully next time we get to have more and more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really been a pleasure being on this platform.
Right.
And I really hope more people find your YouTube channel and learn from you, because I believe there's so much they can learn from you.
Thank you.